Founded by the Spanish in 1525, Santa Marta is one of the oldest permanent cities in the Americas, and it's got colonial architecture, a whitewashed cathedral, and endless opportunities to explore nature within its reach. Though the city is a bit gritty, it's worth visiting for the history, waterfront, and vibrant street food scene. There's a public market to wander through, dive shops where you can get scuba certified, and Caribbean beaches within reach. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Santa Marta so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Rodadero. The modern, beachy neighborhood of Santa Marta is where you'll find many of the city's restaurants, bars, resorts, and hotels, and it's where many visitors choose to stay. There's great shopping, decent nightlife, and a good range of seafood and souvenirs. Stroll the boardwalk, try some street food, and listen to the lively, local music. The beach in Rodadero is big and easily accessible, but it gets crowded with tourists and ambitious vendors who won't take no for an answer. It still does the job, but it's also easy to take a water taxi to more secluded beaches nearby. At number 9 is the La Quina de San Pedro Alejandrino. This is an old colonial hacienda and sugarcane refinery just 5 minutes outside of Santa Marta. Its claim to fame is that Simon Bolivar spent the last days of his life here, and today you can tour the property to learn its history and hear stories of his final hours. Wander the botanical gardens and the art gallery now located at the Quinta. It's a fun mix of history and nature. If you like, you can get a guide to their students from a local high school. You'll feel transported in time amongst the colonial architecture and furniture. At number 8, Tayrona National Park. The biggest draw of any visit to Santa Marta is a trip to the nearby protected National Park of Tayrona. It's located right on the coast with many square miles of forested mountains and multiple beaches. The lush green landscape is teeming with biodiversity, and you'll see birds, monkeys, leaf-cutter ants, and maybe even sloths on your way in. You can arrive via public bus from the city and then hike all the way to viewpoints, jungle trails, and beaches. Rent a hammock or a tent and camp out at Cabo San Juan. It's rustic but incredible. You could also ride a horse into the park or negotiate with a boat to drop you off from Taganga. At number 7, Santa Marta Public Market. Located just near the spot where you catch the bus to Tayrona, this sprawling market is an assault on the senses. Take some time to stroll through for a taste of an authentic Colombian market and some just prepared local food if you want. The bottom floor houses meat and fish as well as clothes, soccer jerseys, shoes, and other apparel on the outskirts. The top has vegetables, fruits, and herbs. At number 6 in our list, Historic City Center. Santa Marta was the first Spanish settlement in Colombia, and it's one of the oldest surviving cities in South America. Despite its gritty exterior, bad traffic, and pockets of crime, a stay or a stroll through the city's historic center is worth your while. The Catedral de Santa Marta is a whitewashed beauty that's rumored to be the oldest cathedral on the continent. Inside you can see where they kept the remains of Simon Bolivar before sending them to his descendants in Venezuela. At number 5, Minca. Set in the mountains just outside of Santa Marta, this village is a cool green escape from the sultry city and beaches. Birdwatchers will love this biodiverse area of the cloud forest that's only recently been discovered by tourists and backpackers. You can also visit the 2 waterfalls of Marinca and Pozo Azul for a dip in their refreshing waters. Be sure to do the 3-hour hike up Los Pinos for a look at the viewpoint and a bit of lounging in the gigantic hammock at Casa Elemento. Moto taxis are available if you don't want to hike the trail both ways. At number 4, Taganga. A haven for backpackers, partiers, and divers, Taganga is a formerly tiny fishing village turned tourism hotspot. Though a bit dirty and overdeveloped, the area surrounding it, including Tayrona National Park, is truly beautiful. Depending on whether you're feeling its vibe, you may just want to visit for a look at the viewpoint or a trip out on a boat. It's full of dive shops, a few good restaurants, hostels, and places for partying at night. The beach here is no longer good for swimming, but you can hike to Playa Grande or Benito Gordo for better beaches. Just check with the locals first to be sure it's safe, and don't bring any valuables with you. At number 3 in our list, El Dorado Reserve. One of the top birding destinations in Colombia. If you want to spot tons of endemic, rare, and threatened species, head to El Dorado Reserve outside of Minca. Book accommodation at the lodge here and they'll arrange for a private driver, or you could take a taxi, and possibly a moto taxi or 4x4, up from Santa Marta. You'll arrive in the cloud forest with views of the mountains, lush vegetation, and pure natural surroundings. At number 2, Paseo El Camelon. Santa Marta's palm tree-lined waterfront promenade runs from the old port to the new marina. It's worth a stroll, especially at sunset, to grab a drink or a snack while you check out the views over the water. Along Avenida Las Bastidas, you'll find men selling ceviche and arepas, as well as sweets, fresh coconuts, and tropical fruits. Tourists seem to love posing with the statues of the larger-than-life indigenous figures here, and you'll even see some locals swimming here. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Playa Blanca. One of the better beaches that you can visit from Santa Marta, Playa Blanca is where the waters turn turquoise and the sand turns white-ish. From Rodadero, you'll find plenty of men with boats willing to take you there for a few dollars, and the crowds here are more low-key than in town. This is the place for you to try some snorkeling, be wary of the sea urchins, relax in the sun, and hike to the viewpoint. There's also a few activities like banana boat rides and zip lines, plus plenty of places to eat fried fish and grab a cold beer. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Santa Marta? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.